Hey guys, Alicia here. I'm back with another review for you guys. Today I'm going to give you a quick recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills from episode 11 through the finale. Let's get started. So the last review that I did was episode 10, Hostel Hacienda, when Lisa Rinna had just arrived to Mexico. And if you recall, Kyle had just been told by Lisa Vanderpump that Lisa Rinna was the one who put Eden up to spreading all the rumors about saying Kyle was an enabler and that Kim was close to death. So Kyle was outraged and had just found this out. So when Lisa Rinna came, no one greeted her and Kyle was being very passive aggressive to her. So eventually on the Mexico trip, Kyle finally gets over and confronts Lisa Rinna about whether or not she said those things. Lisa Rinna has a convenient case of amnesia, a la Dorit in episode 5, and doesn't remember anything and defends to the end that she never said those things, and she won't own it because she doesn't remember. Later, when they get back to Beverly Hills, Lisa Rinna decides to confront Eden and find out why she's saying she said those things. So Eden stands her ground, insists that she said those things, and she will not back down. Lisa Rinna is doing her best to intimidate her, and Eden is adamant that she said those things. So finally, Lisa Rinna decides, okay, I must have said those things. Later, Kyle is having a party where she's hosting Carney Wilson, who's started a cheesecake line, and she's invited all the ladies out for the tasting. It's at this party that Lisa Rinna has decided she must come clean and confess her sins to Kyle and everyone that she absolutely said those things. So she finally says it. It's a whole awkward situation. Kyle is shocked. Everyone is shocked. They can't believe it. Lisa Rinna does a whole lot of self-deprecation, butt kissing, I'm sorry's, all of the usual things that she does, the groveling, and all is forgiven. So with that resolved, it's time for the next drama. Lisa Vanderpump is going to Hong Kong. She's going there because she has a new center for rescue dogs, and she wants to invite the ladies over to show them more about the cause that she's championing. They get to Hong Kong, and this is where Erica finally lets Dorit have it. Because Dorit has been super petty with Erica this entire season, making all these snide remarks, starting with the Pantygate, to the t-shirt comment, to the you've never given me a compliment before. It's just been one thing after the other, and Erica's finally had it. What was disappointing to me about this is that Erica's whole argument was that she brought up Pantygate. And I was thinking, okay, we have been watching this show now for months, and Pantygate was episode 4. You said you were good with it. I'm kind of disappointed that out of all the things that Erica could have been pissed about, I wish she would have addressed that. I wish she would have addressed that a long time ago and not waited all the way to Hong Kong. But what was interesting is some new information came out, and maybe this is why she was finally pissed about it, is because she said she was going to have to explain that to her husband because Dorit and PK were intimating that Erica did it on purpose, that she was trying to seduce Dorit's husband, just all this outlandish stuff that they were saying, by the way. And so now Erica's upset because she's got to answer to her husband. Now, to me, the whole showdown wasn't that satisfying. Like, I think Erica's very intelligent, and I think she's very reserved, and that can work for her in an argument. But Dorit is sneaky and dicey, and she is the master of deflection. And she will turn a situation around on you to put you on the defense. So I feel like nothing Erica did really landed with Dorit because she was quick to just turn things around and say, well, you said this or you said that, or are you saying I did this? Are you saying I did that? I mean, it's such a stalling tactic. It is so annoying to watch somebody like that weasel their way out of those situations. So at the end, the whole thing sort of got squashed, but not really, because then I think Erica was drinking too much. Or something, because then she lashes out at Eileen. Eileen was talking about something, I can't recall the details, but she made the mistake of telling Erica it wasn't that serious, it isn't like your son died, or something along those lines. Very facetious, something people would say flippantly, like it's not as if somebody died. Well, why did she say that? Because Erica just went way off, because that's something that's very sensitive to her. Her son is a police officer. Just the fact that anyone would make a suggestion like that he would die, was way too much for her. So she went way off. Nobody could comfort her. It was super awkward. Poor Eileen was crying. It was terrible. The disappointing thing about that argument, besides the fact that poor Eileen was a casualty of war for no reason, is that they teased us all season with Erica crying and saying, "You don't know what I go through every night." And we all thought maybe it has something to do with her husband, because that whole relationship is more of like a strict parent and a child, which is what she experienced with her own mother. So it's not surprising. And I don't think her dad was in her life, from what I recall from the Georgia trip. So it was the fact that that was about her son. She's worried about her son every single night. And I'm not saying that to make light of that, but I'm just saying it is sad that she worries about it every single night. But to tease that all season long, then, still in Hong Kong, there's yet another fight. But this time it's with Dorit and Lisa Rinna, and then other people are jumping in. And again, Dorit's trying to defend herself by deflection and not answering anything. And Dorit will not take ownership of the fact that she has been going around all season intimating that Lisa Rinna has a drug problem. And it all started with a little baggie that Lisa Rinna showed of her vitamins. And so she's gone to Lisa Vanderpump, and she told her that story. She talked to Eden about that story. She's mentioned it on camera in her confessionals. She's done a lot to intimate that Lisa Rinna is an addict. And so for Lisa Rinna to come right out and ask her if she said that, and she's lying and doesn't say anything, it infuriated Lisa Rinna. So Lisa Rinna confronts her and says, "Hey, when I was at that party at your house, everyone left me at the table. Were y'all doing coke in the bathroom?" Well, Dorit was just shocked and embarrassed and what? But she didn't really respond that way. Her initial response was, "I wasn't doing coke in the bathroom." Well, the question was everybody doing coke in the bathroom? And if it was my party and there was no coke to be found anywhere, and I'm going to act all indignant about it, my response would have been like, "No, there's no coke in my party. What do you mean? We all went to the kitchen because whatever. But her immediate response was, "I wasn't." So to me, she was doing it. She was either a part of that or provided it or knew about it, or there's coke going on. I have heard that her and PK are both like cokeheads, or, I don't know if they're addicts, but they like to party. So I've heard that. So anyway, I'm not surprised that she tried to deflect that, and she's embarrassed by that. I mean, who would be like out in the open with that on national TV? I don't know. So anyway, after that, she wouldn't admit it, and then she gets mad at Lisa Rinna, and still in that same episode is like, "Well, maybe Lisa Rinna is projecting her own problems onto me." Yet again, intimating that Lisa Rinna is an addict. So Dorit is a liar. And I cannot stand Dorit. I'm not a fan. I don't like her or her husband. I think they're both gross. And I hope they don't come back next season. So finally, the girls get back to Beverly Hills, and we're about to lead into the finale. And what was odd to me is that Eileen and Erica in Hong Kong never really addressed the fact that Erica went off on her that night. It was very awkward. They kind of sat there in silence and what have you. And it wasn't until they got back to Beverly Hills that Erica's like, "I had a meltdown. I'm sorry." She apologized. And she kept saying, "Eileen's done so much for me and I care about her." I don't like that. I'm like, if y'all are really friends, then she should have apologized that next day. Let's just say, because I think Erica was drinking too much. Let's just say she sobered up, remembered what she did, and said if she truly cared about Eileen, she would have gone to her that very next day. But she didn't. They finished the trip. They all went shopping, whatever. Then I don't know what else happened between the time that they finished shopping and went home. They had a whole, 14-hour flight. I think it's a 14-hour flight, whatever, however many hours. Then they get back to Beverly Hills, and who knows when they actually filmed. But a lot of time went by. And Erica couldn't pick up the phone and say, "Listen, I'm sorry," or "I really overreacted, and I'm just super sensitive about my son." It just makes me feel like Erica was like, "Crap, I better get my act together because we're going to be starting filming," because that was the first thing Erica said when they got together. "We're going to be filming in 3 days, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." And even all of that conversation went on before Erica finally apologized. So I'm thinking it's not sincere. Maybe that's a Hollywood relationship, and, she's just using Eileen to get on the show and further her own career. And that was really disappointing because I feel like Eileen comes from a genuine place, and I don't think that she would have deliberately hurt anyone, or that's not her heart. But Erica, I guess with her own protection mechanism that she's got going on, maybe it takes her a long time to get over those things, real or perceived slights, and her own wounds. But I was disappointed that it took so long for her to apologize. I'm not even sure it was genuine. But only Eileen has to be happy, so whatever. So we move on into the finale. Finally, and Lisa Vanderpump is having a party to showcase this new wine line of her daughter Pandora and her son-in-law Jason. So the party's beautiful. Everyone shows up. It was just a whole bunch of pandemonium, y'all. It's always pandemonium there. A lot of people talking. Nothing really gets resolved. To sum it up, there were many arguments. You had Kim and Lisa Rinna. You had Lisa Rinna and Dorit. You had Dorit and Erica, you had PK and Erica, and then you had at the very end Lisa Rinna going over and saying goodbye to Lisa Vanderpump. So to me, it was just really a bunch of just nitpicking and arguing and nothing really meaty or interesting. It was just finally Dorit saying she was sorry about Pantygate. I don't believe her. I think she's still suspect. I just think she's a liar. She also confronted Lisa Rinna and said that you said I have a drug addiction. Lisa Rinna said, I heard that you said it. She brought Eden in. She brought Eden in because Eden was the one who did say that, yes, Dorit asked me. So when it came time for Eden to stand up and say, yes, she did come to me when they were in Hong Kong, Eden said nothing. So Lisa Rinna tried to tell Eden, hey, I felt like you should have supported me in that moment. And Eden said, yeah, you're right. I didn't say anything. I just kind of got quiet. And so Lisa Rinna's trying to tell her, well, in those moments, you need to speak up. And Eileen said the same thing. If you don't speak up, it gets worse. So I thought it was a nice enough conversation. But that is where the tide turned for Eden. She suddenly starts to say in her confessional that there's an evil energy coming from Lisa Rinna. So later on, at the end of the party, Eden is talking to Lisa Rinna, and she's saying she pretty much didn't appreciate Lisa Rinna pulling her in there because she didn't feel like she wanted to be in the fight. She didn't want to be a troublemaker. Well, she wasn't being a troublemaker, and if you're a friend, you stand up for your friend. Well, they got into a huge match, and Lisa Rinna tells Eden that once Eden went to Lisa Vanderpump, she stopped trusting her and her guard went up, and that she was done with the whole open relationship. Now she's going to be a little more guarded. Well, all Eden heard was, I'm no longer your friend. I stopped liking you after that, and that's over. And I mean, you would think that they were sleeping together because Eden just really went off and started screaming at her. I gave you my heart, my everything, and this is what you do with me, and you're this. It was way, way over the top. Like I have said, I think Eden's crazy. I really think something's wrong with her. I don't know her at all. And I'm sure she might be sweet and all, but she is like, she has an addictive personality. And I'm sorry that she's had an addiction. I'm glad she's working through that, but she's transferred that to people. And she gets too close, too fast. And for her to be that angry over someone saying, I feel you betrayed me, and so now my guard is up, that's a natural response to somebody feeling betrayed. But she felt like she acted like a jilted lover, and it was just really uncomfortable and out of control. It was really out of bounds. So anyway, Eden storms off. She's talking to Lisa Vanderpump. Lisa Vanderpump is just gloating like, yes, she chose me over Lisa Rinna. I mean, I can't care. I can't. I try. I like the show, but it's really hard to review because these things are so petty. And I just think Eden's crazy, and I don't want to see her back either. So at the end of the day, there was really nothing major, no real resolution. Erica said she wants to be friends with Dorit. I don't know why. But again, it's probably some Hollywood connection or whatever. Maybe she doesn't know that Dorit and PK are broke and probably one step away from foreclosure themselves. But, it's all fake over there. So in my opinion, from what I've seen. So anyway, guys, that was the end of the finale. For me, I was kind of disappointed about it. I didn't really get anything from it. The previews are more interesting than the actual show. For me, it was kind of a letdown. I really felt like more could have been done. And I don't know if it's just an arguing skill that they don't have, because, I think Lisa Rinna could have done more to fight Dorit about the pills, the Xanax. And what I didn't like is that it was Dorit and Lisa Vanderpump and Kyle and Eden even against Lisa Rinna, and other people knew that she'd gone. Like, of course, Lisa Vanderpump's not going to say, well, Dorit, you talked to me at your party when we had the Boy George unveiling, and you were talking to me and Boy George about this addiction. So you did say it. So, it just, I don't like it. It was too contrived. To me, it was really unbalanced, and I wonder how the reunion's going to go now that everyone can see everything. I'm curious. So anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys have thought about this season. Did you think it was really good? Did you think it was interesting? Did you think it was boring? Let me know in the comments below and let's talk about it. So I'll see you guys in the next video for the reunion. Thanks for watching. Bye.